And then over to our Marver table, we're able to just start rolling this out a little bit more. Yeah, I would say like on a certain day there's different roles that each person will play, but they rotate frequently. So it's not like the same person will be doing the same thing each and every day of every week. But especially like for this week, since Ben is here doing the like visiting artist, he's going to be the one doing majority of the actual gaffing. So that's what we call the person who sits at the bench and is working with the glass. Everyone else here is mostly like to assist in any way. So you'll see we'll have somebody helping with the like blowing air into the piece, you know, shielding, making sure that any bare skin that's exposed is getting shielded. So there's a lot of other jobs that are happening, but they definitely rotate pretty frequently. Why is the glass white? Yeah, so we actually did a technique of just kind of doing a wrap on it. So if you can see those kind of white rods on this table over here, up here, this is what we used. We put it on like a sheet kind of like that and then rolled it onto the surface of the glass. So that's how we got the white color on there previously before we went on lunch. And so that's just a technique of using stuff called cane. So cane is like these long kind of like sticks of glass that they actually pull. And then they chop them up into smaller pieces, and then they're able to create patterns and whatnot that they can roll onto the surface. So that's what we did for this piece. Usually we've been using these like color bars to color the glass, but today we're working on a little bit of a different technique. So you can see right now we're actually just trying to get rid of that end that did not have the color on it. And we're also trying to make that pattern on the surface that we added from our mold to go across the entire thing, and not stop at the bottom. And you can see once again we're going back in with that wooden block just to continue shaping the glass. Yeah. Yeah, that is a good question. I know that it's a little bit different for everyone because there's definitely a lot of different approaches to it. Some people come from factory setting where they were working with glass in factories, and then later on discovered that it could be more of a fine art. Some people, like myself, started as early as middle school and continue to do it all throughout high school and now into my college experience. There are schools, of course, there's Pilchuck to go to as well that holds like annual residencies and whatnot. So there is degrees to get it and like actually have some sort of educational level in glass. But a lot of people also just come from their own experience and training and working and whatnot and then kind of work up from there. So there's a lot of different kind of avenues that you can go down to become a glass blower. Yeah. So you'll see now we actually are getting a power drill ready to go. So we're going to be taking this and heating it up so that we're able to drill it into the surface of the glass. So if you were here while we were showing the slideshow, or even now, you can see a piece over on the side here in the green. Ben does a lot of these pieces with the drilled holes in them and then covers it with clear glass so it creates almost a window. So he goes in with a power drill, drills that hole, and then as we start to blow in more air to the piece, those holes will actually expand with it. But since we cover it with that clear glass on top, it creates a new layer of glass, and so it does still get covered, but it gives that effect. So you can see we're going in, just beginning to drill that hole into the piece. And then mirroring the same on the other side. So something important to note while we're doing this process, we have someone on the other side of our blowpipe that will keep her thumb on the end on that hole that we blow air into. This keeps the piece from kind of caving in on itself, and it keeps all that air pushed in there as we apply pressure. So you can see this piece will have multiple holes on either side. And right now they aren't super noticeable in any way, but as we start to add more air and grow the size of this piece, we'll be able to really see them. So you'll see we're going to go in and get a gather of clear glass on top of this. So all the glass that we keep inside of that glass furnace is completely clear. It does not have any color to it whatsoever. And you can see after we get that gather, we're actually letting some of it strip off of the surface. And again, now that we have this fresh layer of glass on top, we're just going to go in and begin shaping it.